Welcome to Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, the podcast where fake love is exposed. I'm Nova Gibson and I am your host. I'm the principal counsellor at Brighter Outlook Narcissistic Abuse Counselling.com.au. This space is dedicated to helping you reclaim your worth and understand the impact of toxic relationships with suspected narcissists. You deserve clarity, healing, and freedom from the pain of fake love and flying monkeys. So please leave a review and grab a copy of my book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Let's uncover the truth and take back your power. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. Now, when most people hear the word narcissist, they picture someone loud, showy, arrogant, maybe even a bit like a cartoon villain, the Joker on Batman, perhaps. The type who hogs the spotlight at parties and brags a lot. And they're always talking about themselves and their achievements. And they seem allergic, if you will, to any kind of humility. But here is the thing. Not all narcissists look like that. But unfortunately, that's what society typically thinks a narcissist is. That is what we call an overt narcissist. Most narcissists, in my opinion, are covert narcissists, and they fly under the radar. Covert narcissists infiltrate your life with stealth. You don't see them coming because they're not out there and loud and bragging, and they come into your life when you least expect it. And sometimes they wear the mask of a nice friend. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this episode, the covert narcissist friend. Yep. They're the ones who will smile sweetly to your face, but they'll quietly undermine you behind your back. They might play the role of your most supportive confidant, but secretly they're keeping score. They're waiting for the right moment to twist the knife. Unlike the overt narcissist who you can see coming, they're obvious with their self-absorption. The covert narcissists, they thrive in the shadows. Their subtle digs, the guilt trips, the passive-aggressive comments, and the quiet manipulation are their weapons of choice. And if you've ever had one in your circle, you will know the chaos they leave behind. Friend groups, they just fall apart. People take sides. Your self-esteem plummets without you even realizing why. And you certainly don't realize who is behind it all and pulling all the strings. So let's break down the hidden dangers of a covert narcissist friend, how they manipulate you and how they use their flying monkeys and what these friendships, in inverted commas, because of course they're not friends because you can't trust them, how these people can feel like you're in a relationship with emotional quicksand. So what exactly is a covert narcissist friend? It kind of sounds strange to call them a narcissist and then in the same phrase call them a friend. Well, they're a friend to you, or so you believe, because they're not open about their abuse. But you soon find out when you have that light bulb moment that they never were your friend. Think of the covert narcissist as the wolf in sheep's clothing of the narcissistic world. They don't necessarily want the spotlight like their overt counterparts. Instead, they want to control the narrative. They want to control you and control the way that everyone around them sees this friendship. So some traits of a covert narcissist friend will be that they're hypersensitive, as all narcissists are, to criticism. Even the lightest joke at their expense will create a massive narcissistic injury. They thrive on guilt tripping you into doing things for them, but it's a one-way street. It's never reciprocated. Or if it is, there's always strings attached to it. They will come across sometimes as shy, humble, or even insecure, but this is part of the manipulation. They play the victim constantly, and they thrive on that divide and conquer within friend groups. An example of a narcissistic friend that I hear regularly from my lovely clients who come to see me in their narcissistic abuse recovery. By the way, guys, if you'd like to have your own one-on-one Zoom counseling session, please just see my website link in the description. I would love to be able to support you one-on-one. But an example I hear regularly would sound something like this. You invite them and another friend to lunch. They'll later message you saying, "Oh, I felt a little left out when you laughed so much with her, but it's fine. I'm used to it." And guys, that's not a casual comment. It's bait. You are left scrambling to reassure them. And suddenly that fun lunch has turned into a guilt trip session. Being friends with one of these people is exhausting, guys, because, as I said earlier, it is a one-sided emotional investment. You give, they take. You explain, they twist. You apologize, they collect your apology like it's currency. Here's what often happens. You end up walking on eggshells all the time when you're around them, even when you're not around them. You find yourself editing what you say, checking your tone, and just second guessing whether you might upset them. Friendship stops feeling like a safe space and it becomes more like a performance. They also chip away at your confidence. Covert narcissists specialize in these subtle digs. Instead of just outright saying, "That dress just doesn't suit you," they'll say something like, "Oh, wow, I never would have had the guts to wear something like that. You're so brave." It sounds like a compliment, but it leaves you really unsettled. And you also feel drained after hanging out with them. Healthy friendships, well, they refill your emotional tank. Covert narcissist friendships deplete it. You leave their company feeling confused, guilty, or just inexplicably sad. The biggest hidden danger with the narcissistic friend is that at first, they do seem like the perfect friend. They'll listen attentively. They'll nod sympathetically when you vent to them. They might even tell you how different you are compared to their other friends. They plant that seed of specialness. In other words, they love bomb you, and it feels like connection. But the mask always slips. What goes up must come down. Okay, let's talk about some of the tactics they use. A covert narcissist friend has a whole playbook of manipulation techniques. Here's a few of the big ones. Number one, the guilt trip. Their favorite line is something like, "It's fine, don't worry about me," except you know it's not fine. They'll bring up how they're always there for you when they're really not, how they feel being left out, or how you didn't text them back fast enough. And you start feeling like this terrible friend when in reality, they're manufacturing guilt to keep you in line. And then there's the old backhanded compliments. Let's just say if you're a girl, you've just come out of the nail salon and your nails are looking damn fine. The narcissistic friend might say to you, "Oh my goodness, your nails, they look amazing. I wish I had time to spend hours on end at the nail salon." And translation, guys, is I just knocked you down while sounding really humble. Number 3, the silent treatment. They'll suddenly go cold, stop replying, or just give you these cold one-word answers. You'll start to spiral, wondering what you did wrong. And eventually, you might even reach out to apologize. And spoiler alert, guys, you probably and most definitely, most of the time, didn't do anything wrong. This is just all about power and control. And of course, they triangulate. They'll drop little comments like, "Oh, Sarah said she just doesn't understand why you're always so busy. You've never got any time for her." Boom. Suddenly, you're defensive about Sarah and you feel like you're losing another friend. And the narcissist sits back and watches the drama unfold. One of the other dangers that comes with having a narcissistic friend isn't just how they treat you, it's how they infect the entire friendship group. Covert narcissists are masters of creating rifts. Here's how it kind of plays out. Well, they divide and conquer. This is their MO. They'll tell one friend a version of events and another friend something entirely different. And then they sit back while the whole group splinters and they use flying monkeys. This is a big one to be aware of. Narcissists rarely fight their own battles directly. Instead, they'll recruit others, also known as their flying monkeys, to do all their dirty work. They will twist the story so your mutual friends confront you on their behalf. It's so they don't get their hands dirty. They use their flying monkeys. Suddenly it feels like the whole group is against you. Let's take a look at another example that once again I hear regularly. Let's say you set a boundary and you tell the covert narcissist friend you can't hang out every weekend. Instead of respecting it, they'll vent to another friend. "She's been so distant lately. I don't know what I did. I feel really abandoned." Next thing you know, that mutual friend is messaging you, saying something like, "Hey, maybe you should be nicer to her. She's really hurting, you know." Eventually, you might even find yourself being iced out of that group because of the narrative that the narcissist has spun. Friendships you valued suddenly feel really strained and you can't figure out why. The sneakiest thing about covert narcissist friends is how believable they are. They don't come across as villains. They don't have horns. They come across as sometimes really hurt, sensitive, misunderstood people. And your empathy gets hijacked. It gets used as a weapon against you. You want to protect them because that's who you are. You want to explain yourself endlessly so they don't feel bad. You worry about their feelings. You want to smooth things over when they sulk all the time. And that's the trap. They rely on your kindness to keep you hooked. So why are covert narcissist friends so damaging? Well, the damage goes deeper than just one friendship. Over time, you start to doubt your own worth as a friend. You will struggle perhaps to trust any new friendships. You lose genuine connections because of all their smear campaigns. And a lot of the time, victims develop anxiety around social groups. Friendship is supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to feel supportive and fun. A covert narcissist flips that upside down until you start wondering if you are the problem. And guys, let me tell you, you are not. How to protect yourself? Well, that's the tough part. You can't change a covert narcissist. No amount of explaining, defending, or being extra nice will make them treat you better. The only thing you can do is protect your peace. Some strategies to do this are to set boundaries and to stick to them. Don't over-explain. A simple, sorry, I can't tonight is enough. They'll try and guilt trip you. Don't take the bait. Guys, being with a narcissist is going to emotionally drain you. In the end, my advice always is to leave, get out. Don't risk manage their abuse. If they're treating you this way, they're not a friend. Another strategy to protect yourself if you have to have contact with them is to limit your vulnerability. Be careful about what personal information you share because they will use it later as ammunition to maim you with. And of course, recognize the flying monkeys. Understand that mutual friends may not see the manipulation. Don't waste your time trying to prove it to them. And definitely don't engage with their triangulation. If they bring up what so-and-so said, don't take the bait, don't bite. Respond with something like, well, if she has an issue, then she can talk to me directly. The covert narcissist friend is dangerous, not because they're loud and obvious, but because they're subtle and sneaky and believable. They're the opposite to their overt counterpart. They will weave themselves into your life in a way that makes you doubt yourself and will damage your other friendships along the way. But here's the thing, guys. Healthy friends do not leave you feeling drained, guilty, or confused. Healthy friends do not turn others against you. And healthy friends certainly do not sabotage your joy. So if you recognize these patterns in a certain relationship, it is okay to walk away. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's survival. It's self-care. And always remember, guys, the people who truly love and value you, they will never need you to shrink in order for them to shine. That's what the fake narcissistic friend does. And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. Yes, the old narcissistic friend. If you've ever had one in your circle, you will know the chaos they leave behind. Now, if you are in your own narcissistic abuse recovery or healing or understanding journey and you need support, validation, please see my website link in the description. I would love to be able to support you as a professional counselor with a one-on-one online Zoom counseling session. And of course, you'll also find a link there where you can grab your copy of my best-selling book, Fake Love. On that note, guys, it's bye from me for now. Until tomorrow's episode, remember, you are worthy of love and you are worthy of a whole lot more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.